Hey guys. Sorry I'm so close. Doing a little rig rundown here. That was a lot of different stuff going on. But I want to just kind of go through my pedal board, which is also, it's a lot of stuff, but I like a lot of stuff. So I will start at the beginning. We start underneath this board. It's a little heavy to lift this up. It's got a chain here, so it holds itself up when I'm set it on the ground. But in the beginning, there was this Samson Airline 77, no longer in production. I wish it was. I love it. And it has this little wireless transmitter that you can plug into any XLR. So it goes from my Bulletini. I'm using a Blue Moon harmonica. It's a Manji. I use a lot of different stuff from Blue Moon Manjis and Honers. So Bulletini into this Airline 77, which then goes into this Kinder anti-feedback box. I think it was like the second pedal I got many years ago. You can see it's pretty worn down. I think this is actually my second one. But really allows you to control different amps if you're using backline, like if you're on fly gigs, flying into a show and using an amp you don't really know. You can really control the tone and the feedback. So wireless into the anti-feedback, Kinder anti-feedback plus, and that goes all the way up to this sustain pedal, which I'll show you how that works in a little while. Sustain pedal goes into this volume pedal, and I really like having a volume pedal. I can cut my sound if there's feedback. Also like to be able to swell into different sounds like the Leslie organ sound, so really love volume pedal. The volume pedal then goes to this JHS color box, volume 2. Preamp can turn into an overdrive if you turn the gain up, can turn into a fuzz, can do a lot of stuff. I did a video on that if you want to check it out. And then this color box goes into, JHS color box V2 goes into the JHS Prestige, which is a clean boost. Again, you can turn it, if you turn it all the way up, it kind of becomes an overdrive, but I use it as a clean boost. And then all of that stuff goes into this Strymon OB1 compressor clean boost. I don't use it as a clean boost. I use the JHS, but I use it as compression. This is also no longer in production, but they make a very similar one. I think it's called the Compadre, and it's an optical compression. I use just slight compression to just control all these sounds and kind of control the different, you know, the high and the low end of the harp can be a little different when you're playing through amps, so it just evens everything out. So that compression then goes into this switcher. So a loop switcher, effects switcher they call them. But that then has a couple different banks, so I can hit it on the fly and control different pedals. So basically from there, I have pedals in different groups, but it goes, my first group, make sure that doesn't fall. My first group is just everything before the loop switcher, and then my first thing is just the delay and the reverb. So these are both Strymon. The delay is the Strymon El Capistan tape echo, and the reverb is the Blue Sky, Strymon Blue Sky. It's like the smaller version of the Big Sky. And so those, I use those on most of the time. And I'll use two different settings for the delay. So I just use like a slapback. I'll turn it up so you can hear. So just to make the sound a little bigger. slap back, and then I have this favorite switch to hit. When I hit this, it makes a longer delay. So slap back, longer delay. You know, like for prettier stuff, for trippier, psychedelic-y stuff. Just big old long delay. Similar thing with the reverb. I'll turn the delay off so you can just hear the reverb. Turn. So it's just got a little, little tail to just add some space as if you're in a big room, or a long, crazy reverb. And similarly, I use that for just like maybe prettier soundscapey stuff with the long delay. And from there, and I'll also use that in conjunction with this sustain pedal. So I'll like play a chord and just press the sustain pedal, which holds it. And I have this is a little confusing, and it took me a second to figure it out, but this sustain pedal has an effects loop, so you can plug in pedals that only affect what's being sustained. So I have a flanger, a TC Electronics Vortex mini flanger, just set kind of low, so it just gives movement to the chord. So like without it, this is what the chords sound like. Pretty cool, but with it, makes it just move around. So see, it's like kind of just like a little kind of ocean feel. You can turn it up. And there's some different options to set that, but I like it kind of subtle, but just to add movement to the chord that I hold, or the note that I hold, and then I play over top of it. Still working on my tongue block bending, so it's a little hit or miss. But so I'll take some of this craziness off, and so then that's my just regular sound I use for a lot of stuff. And then if I hit this little thing, it activates my second loop. So first loop is just reverb and delay, and everything that came before the loop switcher. So the second loop activates the octave pedal, which I'm using the Earthquaker Devices organizer. I use the Electro-Harmonix Micropod for a long time with the JHS mod to give you little presets. I got this for pedal steel, and then I just started messing around with harmonica. I'm not sure which one will end up on which board. This might end up on the pedal steel board, and I'll go back to the Electro-Harmonix Micropod. But for right now, I have this on. So second loop goes octave pedal, and my Leslie effect, which is the Strymon Lex. So it's like a Leslie organ effect, rotary speaker, Hammond organ kind of thing. So, and the delay and reverb. So second loop, organ is my organ sound basically. So I usually have a longer delay on for that. And here's the organ sound. Also, I have the Strymon Lex hooked up to an expression pedal to control the speed. So if you see the light, slow, fast here, if I press this, it starts flashing, and if I put it heel down, it stops flashing. So that's just not a lot of rotation. And so I'm also getting a little bit of a Leslie tone from the organizer, the Earthquaker devices. So I'll turn off the Leslie sound so you can just hear the organ. The organizer, I like it better than the Micropog right now, just because it's got a lot more control. So you got up and down like the Micropog, you have direct, those are the three that you have on the Micropog, but then you have choir, which blends the up and down, and it creates like another, I think, lower octave. You have lag, so you can kind of make it, I like it. That's the other thing, is it tracks really well, but you can make it so it doesn't track immediately. It's like almost like a delay kind of thing. I'll turn off the plane. I like it to really track directly. And then you have tone, so you can control tone. I have it set pretty high. So that's my Leslie organ effect. And then the next one, let's see what the next one is. Next one is just the Rainbow Machine from Earthquaker devices as well. And that is a really beautiful pedal. I'm just using it for like slight modulation right now. But you can turn it down, and it gives you like a lower third, I think. I set it right in the middle, so it's just slight modulation, but it has everywhere in between. And that's a really crazy pedal that I love, and it's got a lot more stuff, so I'm going to do another whole video on that. So that's just, my third loop is just delay, and, well, it's the Rainbow Machine, so it's slight modulation. I try to set it in the middle. Just gives like a really pretty modulation. It's another one that I really like on pedal steel, so I'm not sure if it'll end up here or there. And it's got a magic button, which is where you heard that craziness. So it's just got a ton of different modulation sounds that you can make with it. And again, I'll do another whole video on that. And then the next loop is the organ stuff with the modulation, with the Rainbow Machine. And that's where I would do, maybe I would change the pitch to go all the way down, to add more, it just adds extra notes, basically. Right now I have it set so it's just a little bit of, almost like a chorus or a flange, but if you turn it down, or up. So you can do real cool, weird organ stuff with that. And then my last loop, loop 5, is delay and reverb with, we got to go back under the board, with my first pedal ever, I think, which is the Maxon AF9 auto filter. So it's like an auto wah. This guy, it's all beat up. It's never had a problem. It's strapped under here. And that sounds like this. I gotta turn the mic down a little so it doesn't go crazy. And that's nice without delay and reverb sometimes too, just for less, I don't know. I sometimes change mics if I'm going to use that pedal. I change to like a 57, just because it's a little less dirty than the Bulletini. And that then all goes back under the board. I'm going to go back to regular setting. And it goes through the BBE Sonic Stomp Sonic Maximizer, which is made famous in the harmonica world by Jason Ricci. It's really cool. It basically makes your sound better. It's like, I think Jason describes it as like, makes your sound in HD. High definition. And then that all goes to my Harp Gear 35, which is tube amp made by Brian Purdy. Has 2 10s in it. It's 35 watts. It's what I've always used. I love it. Also, just a workhorse. It's played, I don't even know at this point, 1,000 gigs. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, hope you liked it. Oh, and this is the, yeah, I talked about that. That's just a clean boost. And then I use for power, I use the Strymon Zumas, 2 of them, because there's so much stuff on this board that I need 2 of them. So they are here and here. They power everything. There's some stuff hanging down because I took a pedal off. I don't know which pedal I took off. Oh, and then this, I sometimes use, this is called the Expressionator. It makes it so you can use one expression pedal to 2 different or 3 different pedals. So I had it hooked up so that it controls the Strymon speed, or if you hit it, it would control the pitch of the Rainbow Machine. I'm not sure if that's gonna stay or not. I'm still messing around with that. And this loop switcher is it's a long name. It's the One Control is the company, and it's the Camelio Tail Loop MK2, and it's programmable so that you can do different groups of things, and you control that by these little buttons here. So like my second loop is loop 1 with loop 2 and with loop 5. So that just means that I have this organ pedal or organizer, the octave pedal, is on loop 1, and then on loop 2 is the Leslie, and then on loop 5 is the delay and reverb. So if I hit that, it turns all of them on. And then if I hit this, it's just loop 5, because I have it programmed here. Oops. And then number 3 is just the Rainbow Machine and the delay and reverb and so on and so forth. But that's my rig rundown. It's very long. I hope you liked it.